Hey folks, I'm back with video 2, just day 2 of my efforts to teach myself how to code using ChatGPT. One of the good things about ChatGPT is they've now included the history, so you can go back to things that you have done in the past. So I just wanted to quickly share a process I'm following, which you might find useful. You may not find it useful, but I think it's quite helpful. So as I'm trying to go through the process of learning from the basics, I'm trying to think like how a teacher might think. So I would ask ChatGPT, if I were to teach a class on variables, can you give me an outline for this? And ChatGPT then pops out this, which would be what a teacher might plan for that class on variables. But what this does is gives me pointers to different things that I need to learn to become a bit better at understanding and knowing how to use variables. So what I would then do is go through each one and actually ask ChatGPT to give me this introduction to variables and explain what variables are and why. And that's what I did yesterday. And it gave me quite a lengthy explanation of different things. But I guess because I'm being curious with this process, it seems to be sticking in a little bit better than if I was just reading a book on coding, and also showing me the different things to do with code. It advised me to download a Python. So to download Python from that website. I understand you could also use code editors to do it, but I'll stick with this for now. And once I get into knowing how to use it very well, I'll start past using code editors, because when I look at the YouTube videos, some of those code editors seem to be a lot different colors for different things, which perhaps makes it easier on the eye to follow and understand different things as well. But for now, I'm sticking with just using this. Looks like a basic.com, or what do you call it? Command prompt thing in Windows. Exactly similar, but that's useful for my processes now. Okay, so what I've gotten to the point of understanding variables and understanding the data types. That's quite interesting. I was getting stuck on trying to reproduce some of the code with data types. Let me see if I can find it. So I wanted to do something. Yeah, this was. So for I in range, comma, open brackets, 5, close brackets, then print I. What it's supposed to do is print a series of numbers. I just kept on getting stuck because I was trying to see, okay, let's see if we can do one to print 30, 0 to 30. But I didn't realize that in Python, the spaces, there's a tab here. I just kept on omitting and was giving me errors. So I got into my own first error with Python. And I think that's perhaps a badge of honor, having to decode why is it causing error on such a simple. It tells you I'm a novice, isn't it? So today, I want to understand operators a little bit better. So going back to our initial instructions. So I'm using these instructions because since I don't know the different terms for coding, I'm relying heavily on ChatGPT to give me the different terms. Obviously, I know there may be weaknesses in here in that what if ChatGPT is not factually correct and it gives you the wrong terms? I think that I'm still better off though, by even with that, than trying to just do it by myself. Okay, so operators. So Python provides a set of operators that you can use to perform. So let's do, if I were to teach a class on operators, can you give me an outline? Then explain what operators are and why they are important in programming. Has given me different types of operators and arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical assignment operators. So let's just go through each one. Ask it to do that. Operators are special symbols that perform operations on values. They are an important part of programming because they allow you to manipulate and transform data. Okay. There's something new here I don't know about. What's floor division? What does modulus mean? V equals to 10. V is 3. U equals 10. Exponentiation. T equals 3. T is 8. Maybe my poor understanding of maths, please, one don't make sense to me. Perhaps we'll try and get it to explain that better. Oh, it's actually explaining that to me. Okay. Which means that it divides the operands as the result into the nearest integer. Okay. Ah, makes more sense. So divides this. Yeah, makes sense. The modulus, which means it calculates. It's interesting. This is quite intuitive. It assumed that I may not understand what these mean, which I didn't, and it's giving me an explanation for them. An explanation is quite good, makes sense. Perform modulus, which means calculates the remainder of the division of operands. So the modulus things gives you the remainder after the division is done. So after this does a division and gives you the remainder, this does a division and rounds it up. So rounds it down. to the nearest. Calculates the power of the first operand to the second operand. Sense. So these operators can be used in different types of data, such as integers, floating point numbers, and complex numbers, for example. Makes sense. Let's want a bit more explanation and exponentiation. You expand on exponentiation using grade 3 language. We have two, base 2, 3. We can use this, which means that we want to calculate 2 multiplied by itself 3 times. Makes sense? The result of this operation be 2 times 2 equals to. We can use exponentiation with other bases. For example, if we base 3 and exponent 4. It's 1. Okay. Makes sense. Understand that. Python, we use the dash operator to perform exponentiation. So let's say I have one number and I want to get by itself 3 times. I use exponentiation. Makes sense. Okay. So now I understand exponentiations, I understand modulus, I understand floor division. That's given me a very good understanding of some ideas around arithmetic or operators with examples. Okay, let's do the same. Right, comparison operators. Let's do that. Okay, we're just missing some things here. Discuss the rules for operator precedence and how to use parentheses to specify order evaluation. I'm thinking this seems very similar to algebra, doesn't it? I see. 2 plus 3 times. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, makes sense. We've seen examples of that, so we can move on to the next. And that's the format I'm following. And then using that to, as I'm understanding, then idea would be to start using examples and getting some practice So I think that's enough for today's video. I'm going to do some practice now and let you know how it goes tomorrow. Okay. All right then. Take care. Bye.